Excellent connection. So now I need to do Telegram. So now I need to connect to the school. Share. No, I need to have this open first. What's the Telegram company? It's Telegram, isn't it? Because this doesn't work on that machine. See? I can't. Okay, I'm waiting. No, it's meant to be on that machine. All school. Is it all school? Look, I didn't send that message. Clever, huh? I had to send it again from home. Genius, huh? One of the world's greats. Oh, I wish, my love, I wish. You're the only person. Man, this is going to go crazy. Yeah, I'm worried about it. With the with the teachers, they're going to strike. Okay, we're live now. I think we're live. We'll wait till 10. Start at 10 a.m. 41 people watching. We've got a few minutes left. Let me just check.
What's
you're live now.
Yeah, what's the /8 a.m.?
Where?
On the live.
Okay. What do I need to do here? I need to open the chat. Can you see the chat? So you need to open this. How can I send this to you? Okay, but they can't chat there. So you need to take this, but how can I send it to you? And you're on this machine. No, you're on, whoa. You're on that machine. Okay. So now I need to put this here and that and that. And put the chat there, so you are going to monitor that. Oh, maybe I deleted chat for this one. Did I? Hide chat. No, it's there. Okay, can you see that?
Good morning.
Yeah, we don't need to say good morning. Guys, you don't need to say good morning, else there's going to be 51,000 good mornings, and We don't need that. I'm gonna be monitoring the chat.
Put the chat there, so you're going to...
So if you have any, so I've got a problem here. That's the problem. I'll fix that
Oh, maybe I deleted chat.
there, and
Did I? No, it's there.
do this. Hopefully I'll get this up. No, that's the wrong, completely the wrong one.
Can you see that?
Okay, so I want to work out why.
We don't need to make it.
Okay, I understand
Guys,
that.
you don't need to say
So
good morning,
I
else
am
there's going to be
going to
51,000 good mornings, and
shut that
we don't need that. I'm going to
and
be
yeah, I think
monitoring
that's currently correct.
the chat. So if you
Wow,
have
this is
any,
terrible quality.
So I've got a problem here.
Okay, now you're going to have to see.
I'll fix that.
No, this.
There.
Sorry.
And no, it's there. Do this. Hopefully, I'll get this up.
Okay, can you see it?
It's the wrong. Completely the wrong.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna make a start. You're gonna have to switch between that, Aline, because I need OBS as well. So if you see on the bottom of your screen, the one to the left, so you're gonna have to switch between the chat and OBS so I can control OBS. Okay, so good morning. It's great to be able to talk to you a little bit. Corona situation is a disaster. Nobody knows when we're gonna be back at school. But what I want to talk to you about is when we're back at school, what are we expecting, and what is the idea, and what we're going to do when we get back to school. Okay, so that's what I want to talk to you about this morning, and it's not going to be a very long session. I hope it's not going to be a very long session, because all I want to do is 2 or 3 things about how I see school happening, and then some of the technicalities, and then we'll meet again in a couple of days. Okay? So what I want to do is what's called HOS. I thought of calling it HOS, Hybrid Online School System. So I'm debating between HOS, Hybrid Online School, and Hybrid Online School System, but that's a technicality. We're not going to worry too much about that. Okay? Now, what does that mean? That means that what you're going to have is you are going to be in a classroom with a whiteboard and 16 tables, okay? And you are going to be teaching using a system which gives a picture exactly like this, okay? So you're going to be teaching with a system that gives a picture. If you don't want anything else, you're going to get the system that you're going to see at the moment on the screen, okay? Now you can switch between that view, or you can switch between this view, and in this view you have the board on one side and the tablet, or your tablet, on the other, or you can switch between this system, which forgets the board completely, and it's one I favor at the moment, and using just this. So you can switch between them, and what you're going to have is a projector, which you always have had, a laptop, which you've not always had. This is a classroom laptop. You also have to have your laptop if you need it, a camera, and the camera is the one that I showed you, and a wireless connection, okay? And running all of these together is a little bit of software called OBS. And that is the thing that generates the view that you see. You can put these little things up here, you know, these images. You can put a clock. You can put a date. You can put a little camera. We're not having this camera that I used in the bottom right-hand corner of my screen, because that is too many cameras. Now, what we're looking at is having this as the main bit of the teaching classroom. So it's live, okay? It's synchronous, what they call synchronous, not asynchronous. Last year we were doing asynchronous. Asynchronous is you record, you sleep, The kids look at it and they wake up again. Or they might sleep while they're listening to you, but they hopefully will wake up and watch the video that you put on and then do the things that you ask them, but not at the same time. This is live, online, on YouTube. Live, online, on YouTube. Okay? That's what we're going to hopefully have. Okay? So that's what we're going to propose to do. The hybrid means, as I've been talking to several parents, they want to send their kids to school. So at one of these desks, maybe at two of these desks, socially distanced with masks, will be a child in the class. And they will form a little bubble. They're not allowed to play with other kids at break. They're forming the bubble. We'll go with the UK regs on the corona safety measures. They're going to be socially distanced with masks, and they're going to be in your class. Okay? They're going to be physically in your class, and you will be teaching. Now, everybody else will be online. Everybody else will be a little bit away from this. And the more people that want to come into class as the corona goes down, the more full your classes will be. If the corona goes up, there'll be less people in your classes, and they will come and sit in your classes, less or more, and it'll depend on how the corona goes. There's an echo. So let me just fix the echo, guys. I think the echo is... Wow, I don't know where the echo is. Can you guys check if there is echo again? And you just tell Aline. I hope that's fixed the echo. I hope that's fixed the echo. Can someone online say that if it's fixed the echo? I know I only have one thing here. It might be when I switch to different things. So hopefully... So it's not fixed the echo. I'm going to assume what Katie's written is it has not fixed the echo. So I'm going to go back and try and fix the echo. So let me just fix the echo, guys. Still. The echo is... Wow, I don't know where the echo is. Okay, let me just... I'm going to start again, guys. I need to fix this. This is very strange because I've only got one audio capture here. And why is this happening? Okay, let me try and switch this off and see if this helps. Okay, can somebody tell me if that helps? I've got all the audio capture off, and I'm going to go back and look at the chat. Echo is still on.
Yes, it's right. Yes.
Fixed. Okay. Wow, that was very strange. All right, I apologize about that. So what I think I'm going to do is start again, okay? Because this is very, very important about what we're doing. So I'm doing about a hybrid online school system, HOS, hybrid online system. It's got two parts. One part is in the class with kids, some kids sitting in the class, and it'll depend on their parents entirely, because I'm guaranteeing you that the ministry doesn't want anybody in school at the moment, but we'll see how we deal with that. And then the other bit is online using something like this scene here. Can you see? Okay. No. Using something like this scene here. Okay, where the whole of the screen is just the online, and then when you get up, I don't know, I cannot see myself. You can see me? So you can see, and if you are not a computer person, you can do the whole lesson on the board, and they can read that. I know that you can read that because you've done it. The sound will be good, hopefully without an echo, and you will write everything on the board, and you will say, okay, please do these next 5 exercises. And when you've finished, please wait, and I'll give you 3 minutes. And so on. Look at that, 3 plus 8, I did it twice. That's amazing. And that's meant to be random numbers. And so what you'll do is teach on the board, okay? The camera is above the projector, but most of you are not teaching at the moment like that. You're probably teaching a little more like this, or a little bit like this. So you will decide how you teach. So this view here is something like this. So you will talk to the kids in the class. So the kids in the class, you'll say, I'm not sure if you understand this. I hope that you've got this right. They might ask a question, the kids in the class, and so you'll do as normal. You'll teach as normal in the class, and the kids online will just see you teaching in the class. So it might be like that, and you can have the projector up, and the projector will show some stuff, but they can see, hopefully, fairly clearly the stuff that you've given them to do. Everything will be from Google Classroom, almost everything. We're thinking of using a different one from nursery to junior 3 and junior 4 to class 12. We're going to use Google Classroom. Okay, now I've put together a fundraising initiative that will try and buy enough laptops and enough cameras and enough microphones to get this happening. But one of the things I want to ask is, I'm going to put it on Telegram a bit later today. It'll be by this time tomorrow, hopefully. Do you have a laptop that would be able to do this? Now, the minimum regs for these laptops are an i3 processor and 8 gigabytes of RAM. That would be the minimum that we would expect for those things. Do you want to switch back to? I'll let you. The minimum for those laptops. And if you have a laptop that does that, I would love to hear from you, and maybe we can save a bit of money and try and use your laptops, because I was thinking about it. You don't have to plug anything in. You literally come, put your laptop on the desk. Everything is wireless, and so you link in, and everything will be working as it was meant to be. So it's not too difficult. So that is the hybrid online school system. And what's going to happen is, maybe the first month you're going to have 0 kids in your class. It might be the other way around. I've met many people that said, I want to send my kid to class. So maybe the first week you'll have 12 kids in class. Don't forget, the maximum in each class, is 16. There are 16 tables, socially distanced, and you can have 16 kids in class. You can't have any more than 16 kids. Every child should be wearing a mask. Now? Let me give an example of the Arabic teacher. Let's say in class 8, they teach 8A, 8B, and 8C. And let's say, I'm making these numbers up because I'm not sure, they teach 5 hours per class. Okay? Right at the beginning of the hybrid online system, they will only have to teach 5 hours. Okay? Because you shouldn't have to repeat it for 8B and 8C, because they're going to take the same material. So you're standing physically in classroom 8A. There are 10 students. So you teach 5 hours, 1 hour a day, to these 10 students. You don't have to teach 8A, then 8B, then 8C, because they're all getting the same stuff. Now, when 17 students want to come to school, you then need to teach 2 hours, because there can be 16 in first class, and then 1 in the next class. You have to teach another 5 hours, and that will go right up to about 48 kids. And once you get 48 kids, we're stuck. The first 48 are in school. The rest of them have to be at home if we have to do socially distanced. Now, we'll wait till we get to that number to work out what we're going to do then, and how we're going to deal, and whether we're going to deal with some people come in the morning, some people come in the afternoon. I'm moving away from that. If we want to do, some people come in the morning and some people come in the afternoon, you guys are going to work 3 times as hard. If you're going to teach, like the ministry said, you're going to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday teaching half the class, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday teaching the other half, and then in the afternoon preparing stuff for those who can't come to school, that's not going to happen. That is just a disaster for a teacher. You'll kill yourself and you'll die of exhaustion, and that's not what we're going to have. I think my system makes for good teaching. It makes you prepare your materials well. It minimizes the amount of work, not the amount of marking. The amount of marking is exactly the same, and you will have found with the final exams online that the marking is much more difficult online than it is offline. I find it much more difficult to mark online than I find to mark offline, and we will deal with the ways that we will facilitate that for you by printing the documents and making sure that all the students know how to do that. And we will have a couple of days of training students to upload stuff before we start school. Now, I think that's most, I don't know if Aline has any, are there any questions?
No.
Okay, so that's what I think is going to happen. That's what I think is going to happen as we move into school. When are we going to start? We don't know. The other important matter is the remuneration of the staff, and I'm working as hard as I can on making sure that that remuneration is 100% in the next month. I promise you I'm working hard. I can't promise you anything as a result, but I'm working as hard as I can to try and secure that for you. And I know the situations you're in, and it's very, very difficult. And I'm trying to do everything I can to help. Now, what I want you to do is think about what I've said. The most important thing I'm going to say now is there are going to be 3 styles of this: the infant, the junior, and the senior. The senior is going to be 5 hours per day, 8 till 12:40. There will be a normal break, 10:30 till 11. I imagine the juniors might be 4 hours per day. I would think, and I'm not going to be guaranteeing this, there will be a maths, an English, an Arabic, and perhaps a science or a reading. So maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they'll have science, and Tuesday, Thursday, the 4th hour will be a reading hour. You need to think about that. You as teachers need to think about how are we going to do this. Infants, I cannot see how infants are going to do more than an hour per day. I cannot see how we're going to do more than an hour per day, okay? So there is a completely different idea about children coming to school with Corona. In the UK, they're saying up till age 10, there are no significant problems. There have been no worldwide significant problems of kids coming to school. They don't suffer the symptoms of Corona. They are carriers of Corona, but they don't suffer the symptoms of Corona. So what we'll have to do is in the infant and junior departments, well, in all departments, teachers must wear masks, not for the students, for themselves. It doesn't matter. I mean, we're not saying wear masks so you don't give Corona to the students. It doesn't matter if you give Corona to the students. The students will hardly notice it. It matters if the students give Corona to you. So you wear a mask for your own benefit, okay? Except when you are 2 meters away from every single student. Now, that's not going to be possible in the infant and junior, because I feel in the infant and junior, we're going to have many, many more students coming to school than we are in the senior. The senior, we can just about manage it from home, but the infant and junior, we're going to have many more people coming to school, to attend school. And we're going to start slowly. I mean, I see this as 2 hours per day maximum at the beginning, first week, first 2 weeks, first 3 weeks. Then you increase it to 3 hours per day. We don't have any sleeping. We don't have any eating. They literally go back after 3 hours. This is all, and there are massive problems associated with this. If the infants need to go back after 3 hours and they're on the bus, do they wait for the seniors who go back after 5 hours? Or do we do 2 bus trips? The junior infants go, and then the juniors go, and then the seniors go. All of these things are massively complicated. But unless we start to talk about them, we will not be able to solve them. Now, your thoughts on these ideas are much appreciated. The ideas that you have and the problems that you see are much appreciated. And what I feel we need to do is you need to write an email if you have any ideas of how to solve these problems or what the problems are. Now, I think the single biggest problem is the bus. Because if we have different hours, and I don't see how we cannot have different hours, unless an infant teacher says, no, I can keep the kids for 5 hours. I can keep the kids amused for 5 hours, and they'll be in the playground and stuff like that. Perhaps we can have 1 bus, but you guys are going to have to tell me, because I've never taught an infant kid in my life for 5 hours, and I imagine it would be a bit of a tragedy if I tried to, and the child would probably have a nervous breakdown, as would I if I tried to teach an infant child. So that's the biggest problem. That's the number 1 problem that we have to solve. How are we going to get the kids to and from school? That will not be our problem in week 1. In week 1, we're going to just do online. In week 2, we're going to invite invitations. And so many people have already put their names down for coming to school. I don't care if there's 2,000 corona cases per day, I want my kid in school. We're going to see what that looks like. We might be forced to go completely online. But our system allows, when the corona dies down, which it will eventually do, they say there's going to be a vaccination by February, so the second half of this year should be okay. When the corona dies down, we can then do this hybrid system until eventually every child is in the class and no children are at home. So if I were to draw a graph of this year, okay, and I'm going to talk here, this is sometime in September, and this is sometime in June 2021. And this is the number of students, okay? And this is online, and this is in school. Initially, there's going to be nobody in school. And then this will grow. I don't know how this will look like. Maybe it'll look like that. Online, all of them, and that's eventually going to look like that. So eventually, in June, 1 person online, 1,600 in school, and in September, 0 people in school and 1,700 online. And that's what I think it's going to look like. And we need to think seriously about how we're going to organize the school day. Maybe we have less than 5 hours for seniors in order to deal with the buses. Maybe we only have 2 bus runs. We do run 2 bus runs. 1 for the infants after 2 hours, and 1 for the junior and seniors after 5 hours. We only teach the juniors 4 hours, and the 5th hour they're in the playground or eating or whatever like that. We need to think seriously about these issues, and this has started the conversation, and I hope that you have the answers to my problems. I hope you're safe. I know that many of you were badly affected by the explosion on the 4th, and I pray that you are safe, and I pray that your houses are getting fixed. If we can do anything to help, please don't hesitate to talk to me. And thank you very much for watching this. Anything else, Eileen? Nothing.
There's one question about Andy.
Andy, if we use our own laptop for a broadcast, can we also? Yes, Andy, you can run. What I've got on my screen at the moment is not from the sending laptop. This is from my tablet. So I've put my tablet onto the laptop and I've sent from the laptop. You can also have the laptop screen in that position there. You can have the laptop screen and you can broadcast your laptop screen. So you can do that as well. So if you have a laptop, please send me details. If it's i3 8 gig, I believe that it will be able to stream. Okay, and we'll come. Now I'm going to propose. I'm going to try and say something like this to the parents on Wednesday afternoon, and probably about 12:30, 1 o'clock. And hopefully we'll have ironed out any of the major problems that you find. So I'm going to end this broadcast now. Thank you very, very much for watching. And hopefully one day we'll meet face to face. Okay, Nan, I think you know how to do it. You go back to the control here and end the stream.